And just like that, I had no idea that I would have to say goodbye to my Pochette Metis forever. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is May and I love doing videos about luxury goods, mixing in a little bit of high and low fashion and adding in some travel vlogs from time to time. So if you love that type of content, I would love for you to consider subscribing down below. Let's dive into today's video, which is going to be a very interesting one. It is going to be in regards to my Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis, and I do have a little bit of a story time to tell you guys, but as always, there will be timestamps linked down below. However, I definitely think you want to hang out through the story time, as it will be a great introduction into the unboxing that I will be doing later on this video. So getting right into it, as I mentioned, the video will be in regards to my Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis. I did do a review on this bag about 8 or 7 months ago. I've had the bag for almost 4 years at that time, so I thought that it would be a great opportunity for me to do an in-depth review. And in that video, I did mention that I was having some glazing issues on the flap of the bag, not necessarily on the sides where it's mostly known to have those issues, but rather on the front part of the flap. They were very, very minimal. So I did mention in that video that I didn't think I was gonna take in the bag to get repaired, just because it wasn't something that really bothered me. However, a very lovely viewer actually left me a comment and told me that I should definitely take it in. I am aware that once canvas starts cracking on any Louis Vuitton piece, they cannot repair it at all. So she did mention that before it got to that point, I should just take it in and have it looked over and see if they can send it off for repair. So funny enough, when I received her comment, I was actually at the mall that does have a Louis Vuitton store. So I stopped by really quick and I mentioned it to them. And they did tell me that I could definitely bring it into the store. However, if I did decide to get it repaired, it was taking about 8 months before I received my bag back. So that kind of turned me off, but I understand that after the pandemic, everything is just taking so much longer. So I had been considering selling the bag. If you follow me on Instagram, I had posted up some pictures that I actually went in to see the reverse. So I'm considering selling the monogram in order to replace it for the reverse, just because I don't like to double up on the same silhouette. So for that reason, I figured, you know what, might as well send it in, have it repaired, and have it look a lot better for that next home that this bag would have been going to. So I decided that I wanted to go into the store and send it in. I did end up going to the store where I originally bought it, which turns out to actually be in my hometown. You guys have heard me before mention that I like shopping abroad for luxury goods, just because we get a little bit more of a discount, if we can call it that. However, when I bought my Pochette Metis, it was back in 2018. And if you have been around the Pochette Metis history, you know that during that time frame, it was such a mission to come around. So the fact that I was able to find it in a boutique here in my hometown, I definitely bit the bullet right then and there and added it to my collection. So I went ahead and took it exactly to that same boutique. I figured maybe I was even able to get the same sales associate which sold me the bag. So I ended up doing that this Saturday. I went in, I took the bag in the dust bag, and I went ahead and took in the original receipts as well. Now, before we dive into the story, I did want to let you guys know that I will be sharing my experience with the Louis Vuitton boutique. I have seen previous videos and I get different reviews on people's experiences with their boutiques. I'm sure if you follow me, it's because you yourself are a lover of luxury, so you more or less know that sometimes you go into a boutique and you get an excellent experience and a wonderful SA or sales associate or client advisor at that moment. However, sometimes you walk into a boutique and the experience is the complete opposite. And for me personally, that really turns me off about these boutiques from time to time, because I really do feel like the customer service that they give should be equal throughout all the boutiques. It doesn't have to mean that you go into a specific one, or if they know you in one, they treat you differently than in another. But unfortunately, that is the case. As I mentioned, I've seen other review videos and repair videos of people sending off their items, not just in Louis Vuitton, but in any other fashion house as well. And there's always a different story of how they get treated, or what happens, or what the final decision is that the person that's helping them decides to make. So once again, I'm just gonna share my story because I wanted to let you guys know how it is that it turned out to be in my situation. So getting right into it, a lady that helped me, I had never dealt with before. I've walked into that store a couple of times here and there, but I bought my Pochette Metis in 2018. And last year, I actually ended up getting the Toiletry 26 from that boutique as well, but it was with a totally different person. So I really have no history with a specific SA in that boutique. So as I mentioned, I walked in and I told the lady, I'm actually here to bring my Pochette Metis because I do have very minimal glazing issues that is happening in the flap, and before it gets worse, I just wanted to send it off for repair. And she was like, absolutely, let's go ahead and take it to the counter so I can review and we can put it into the system and send it off. So we did just that. And while we're at the counter that she's looking for the date code of the piece, she asked for my information to pull up my profile. She's just on the computer, and then she tells me, I'm sorry it's taking a little bit longer. It's just that I'm doing some research because turns out that during the time that you bought your Pochette Metis in particular, there were a lot of Pochette Metis that were being recalled due to the fact that the person that was making this piece was doing the glazing incorrectly. So I personally was shocked. I did know that there was a lot of glazing issues on the Pochette Metis when they first were released. However, in 2018, I think they had been around already for a couple of years. So I figured that that issue had already been addressed and that this was just regular wear and tear from the piece. So I told her, don't worry, take your time. You know, I appreciate your help. And then she continued. So this is where it gets interesting. She actually headed on to the back of the store and then came right out and she said, I have good and bad news for you. And I was low-key a little bit nervous. So of course I asked for the bad news first. And she mentioned that unfortunately they were not going to be able to send off my Pochette Metis because they would not be able to fix the glazing issue. However, that led to the good news, which was that I was going to be able to walk out of the store with a brand new Pochette Metis. Oh my god, you guys, I was so excited and at the same time kind of sad because obviously I had grown some sort of emotional attachment to this bag. And if you are an owner of luxury handbags, you are well aware that we kind of grow this love and this union with our pieces. They remind us of certain times and they build certain memories with us. So I was definitely a little sad to see her go. But I was very happy that I was going to be able to walk out with a new piece that would hopefully not have any issues in the future. So here is where I went ahead and took my shot and I asked her, so if I'm gonna go ahead and replace the bag, do you think that I can actually replace it for the reverse monogram? And you guys, she said yes! This was literally my reaction when she said yes. So here we have my new addition to the collection. She asked me if I wanted her to package it up into a box and do the whole shebang, but I honestly just said no. I have a few bags that I just keep piling up in my closet and I really don't need any more boxes. So I went ahead and just told her, you know what, it's okay, just go ahead and give me a dust bag and a bag and we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox my new baby now. And then here we have her in the dust bag, and I did add a little something to her, as you can see. But ta-da! Guys, I'm so excited. This is actually the first time I see her again after the store, but this is my new baby. So she was so sweet. She was so helpful, not only because she let me just pick the reverse, but really her attitude was just so welcoming and so nice. As I said, not always when you walk into these boutiques do you get somebody that's so willing to help. So I really just had such a great time with this SA. And when she told me that I would be able to get the reverse, I was over the moon. So once again, here she is. As I mentioned, it is the Pochette Metis, and this one is in the reverse monogram. I have been driving you guys crazy telling you that I've been wanting to add a reverse monogram piece into my collection. So I started looking into the Pochette Metis. The Pochette Metis silhouette is one of my favorites personally. I used my monogram so much. I took it on so many trips. It's a really nice bag in order to pack because it's not too bulky. and the compartments inside are just so nice. They really fit a lot. It seems like a small bag, but it really isn't. I'll make sure to link that review down below for you guys to check out, because that one does have what can fit inside and so on and so forth. But I'm just so happy to be able to have the reverse monogram finally into my collection with a piece of a handbag. So let me share with you the little twilly that I got for her. My husband hated the black handle up here. I personally don't think it's that bad at all. But when he mentioned that, I said, you know what, let me see what bandeaus they have in stock in order to add it. I just feel like it gives it so much more of a girly touch when you do add a bandeau to your handbag. And I did have a bandeau that I would use on my other Pochette Metis. However, this one being the reverse, so having the darker print down here and the lighter one up here, I wanted to find something that would be nice, but at the same time subtle enough and not take too much away from the bag. And I felt like this one was perfect. I love that it does have the dark chocolate side. And then on the other part, as you can see, it does have the lighter option. So if I wanted to interchange it, I can do that as well. And if not, I can always use this bandeau in so many other different ways. So I'm glad I was able to add another one to my collection. And since I do feel like this bag is more of a casual bag, I did love that it had the blue detail because I felt like it would match perfectly with my casual style, and I do wear a lot of jean as well. So overall, my experience was just completely different than what I thought I was going in for. And what they did was that they basically just charged the Pochette Metis and then they kind of like refunded me the amount. And then obviously I did have to pay for the twilly. I wasn't gonna walk out of there with a free twilly. I was already getting a lot more than I expected it. So this is the new baby into my collection. I wanted to share this video not only to obviously do a little unboxing for this new cutie, but as I mentioned, to share with you guys my experience during this process. As I said, I feel like Louis Vuitton's customer service is a little bit inconsistent in that matter, because I have heard of other cases where the experience has just turned out to be completely different. I remember listening to a YouTuber, I think it's LV Coffee Lover or something. I'll make sure to link her YouTube name on the screen. But she had an issue with a backpack that she had bought, and I think it had been no more than a month, and it started having some glazing issues as well. And when she took it in order to get it like exchanged, I think that the price of the backpack had increased, and the option that they were giving her was that she could replace the backpack, but she had to pay the price difference, which I think it's so unfair because I literally just got the bag and it's already having issues. So once again, I just wanted to share my story, but I definitely think that they should be a little bit more consistent in having that equal customer service. But you guys, I'm so happy with my new baby. As I said, I'm just so thrilled. I got really lucky to first have a great SA that was willing to help and was willing to do the research and see what they can do in regards to my Pochette Metis. And then also that I was given the opportunity of picking the reverse over the monogram. So there you have it, you guys. That was my quick story time and Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis unboxing. I was so thrilled that I just didn't have to say goodbye to my Pochette Metis forever, that I was actually able to replace it with one that I had actually been eyeing at the moment. So I'm really happy to start using her. We're actually going on a trip in a couple of weeks, and she is definitely coming with me on that one. We're gonna go ahead and put the Speedy Bee to rest for this one and go ahead and take our new Pochette Metis out there. So obviously, I wanna hear from all of you. Let me know what you think about my story time specifically. Let me know what your experiences have been, if you've ever taken any of your pieces in for repairs. Have you had a smooth sailing experience, or has it been a little bit difficult to actually get the boutique or the sales associate to agree with you and get done what it is that you're looking for? I have heard of people also that get their repairs done for completely no charge whatsoever, and then there's others that go in for the exact same repair and they want to charge them. So it is really just a hit and miss with these boutiques, and that's kind of unfortunate because I really do feel like it should be, as I mentioned, equal just throughout. So if you did enjoy this little story time and unboxing, don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. I will leave up here these two videos for you guys to check out if you haven't done so already. And as always, thank you all so much for taking some time out of your day to watch, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.